Alright guys, I'm going to show you a very cool utility that's been out for quite a while now, and that is Printer.financial. So this is actually a really good DeFi project. If you want to get involved, you can. It's kind of like a tomb fork in that you can stake. So, for example, you can stake your paper phantom pair, and earn ink. The ink you then put into the printer, and the printer earns you paper. So, the nice thing about Printer.financial is actually that it's not pegged. So the paper, the native token is not pegged to anything like normal tomb forks. And that's actually, in my opinion, one of the best things, because the kind of the way that most tomb forks go is that they start off, hugely above peg. Let's say, like, I don't know, 8 times above peg, and slowly the value of that native token just drops over time, and eventually it does fall under peg. And when it does, then basically the printing of the tomb fork stops, and then it's a real hassle to get the thing back up to peg. And I think a lot of the people that kind of invest in these tomb forks don't really understand, let's say, for example, the bonding mechanism to bring the thing back up to peg. So what ends up happening is the project just kind of suffers, and then when people see it go under peg, they quickly change their tokens out, and that obviously hurts the peg even more and makes it going up to peg like all that more harder. So that's one positive thing about Printer.financial, is that there is no peg. So this thing is printing 24/7, 365, right? But now I just wanted to show you quickly the bridging function. So if you've ever done bridging before, you would typically go to something like SpookySwap, and you would hit the bridge here. And let's say you wanted to bridge, I don't know, from Phantom to the Binance Smart Chain. And let's say you wanted to bridge some of your USDC. So let's say, I don't know, $20. You can see here, actually, first of all, there's a fee of just about $1. So, if you're trying to move small amounts of money and you're trying to bridge it across using something like this, you can see that these things kind of add up quickly. And you also have a minimum amount of $12 to send. Now, I've used SpookySwap's bridge, and it does work, and it works pretty well. But sometimes, for whatever reason, the money that you're bridging just takes an awful lot of time. Like, I've been waiting hours and hours, and the first time you do it, you're really stressing because you're not really sure whether your money's going to show up on the other side. So this is kind of the old way to do it. So I don't do this anymore. So what I do instead is I go to Printer.financial, and they have a really good bridging function here. So here, you can bridge your paper across chains at 0 cost, right? You just pay for the gas, and it will send your paper across to the other side. So I'm going to give you a little demonstration of how this works. So first, you're going to need some paper you want to bridge. So let's just say I wanted to bridge, I don't know, let's just say $10, right? I hope I can do that small amount. So you come here on the home page, you say buy paper. It'll take you to the SpiritSwap website, which you need to connect to your MetaMask wallet. You then choose the tokens you want to swap into paper. So I'm going to say here $10. Turn that into paper, and you say swap. All right. confirm, and it's going to show up here, and we're going to say confirm here. Right, so transaction is submitted, and let's just wait for that to confirm. Great, so that transaction is confirmed. So now we go back to Printer.financial, we hit bridge. We are going to say we want to go from Phantom to the Binance Smart Chain, and I'm going to bridge all my paper across here. So I've got 14 papers. Just say max, and then I just say transfer. Right, so here we're going to pay the gas, which is on Phantom. It's probably the number one thing about Phantom is how cheap it is to do anything. We hit confirm, and so let's wait for this transaction to finish. So that should be finishing up now. There we go, so that's done. So now if we come up here and we go to the Binance Smart Chain, alright, so here it's going to ask us MetaMask to switch to the Binance Smart Chain. We say yes. And now if I connect the wallet and I click on that, I can see that all my paper has been bridged over, right? So now the next thing to do is to simply sell that paper. So we're going to go to the home page again, you say buy paper, and then you can sell it for whatever coin you want. So for in this instance, I want to sell all my paper, so I need to connect the wallet again. Right, so I'm going to sell all my paper for BNB coin because I'm going to do something else with it. I'm going to say swap, confirm, and we confirm that in MetaMask. And you see how fast that was. It was pretty much as soon as the transaction was confirmed on this side, the money had already appeared on the Binance Smart Chain. I mean, that's absolutely incredible, and I think this particular project is going to go, it's just going to keep growing because of how good a utility it is, right? I don't know what the next chain is. I believe Matic is, I think it's going to be on Matic first. Let's have a look. Yep, it's already on Matic, or yeah, it's already on Matic. So I'm hoping that perhaps they go on to one network. That would be pretty cool. And then, yeah, let's see. I kind of anticipate this project being on just about every single layer one network. And I think it's an incredible innovation. Something else I should say about this, so besides the farming that you can do with your paper and your ink, I believe, especially when one of the new chains opens up, the APRs are obviously crazy in the beginning, so you should really take advantage of that. But even just beyond that, whenever a new chain opens up, a lot of people will bridge their paper across to another chain to go farm there. And if you think about it from a logical point of view, as soon as you remove a particular token from a chain, that affects its value, right? It makes it scarcer, and therefore the price goes up. And so as soon as everyone moves to the new chain, if you have anything left on the old chain, that stuff is generally going to be more valuable. So that's a really positive thing. And another thing is, if you wanted to arbitrage, you know, like perhaps paper on one chain is more expensive than on another, then you would just simply bridge stuff over and perhaps sell it there. And so that should, you know, in the long term, maintain more or less the same price of paper across all the chains, as people are going to take advantage of that. Another thing I should mention is the gas station. So this is another wonderful innovation. So if I were to just, let's switch back to, what's going on with MetaMask now? Let's switch back to Phantom. And suppose I wanted to, let's say I've been doing farming on AVAX. Now AVAX is, for me, quite notorious for being very high on transaction fees. And if you're trying to do any kind of degen, DeFi thing where you're compounding, say, once a day or twice a day or something, those fees really add up. And if you're not careful and you don't have enough of a particular token, for example, on AVAX, if you don't have enough AVAX to pay for the gas fees, boy, are you going to be in a world of hurt. You're going to actually end up having to, again, bridge. So you're going to have to buy AVAX on, say, Phantom, and then bridge that AVAX onto the AVAX network. And once again, you know my thoughts on the old bridges like SpookySwap. So what Printer.financial have done is that they have this thing called the gas station where you can burn 10 paper. So you supply it 10 paper, which they burn, which is, again, another nice thing because it's it kind of makes it a little bit more deflationary if you're burning the tokens rather than just emitting them the whole time. So you can burn 10 paper on, say, Phantom and send that gas to, let's say, Avalanche, right? And what this will do is it will provide gas for you to complete your transactions that might be stuck, or let's say you just don't have enough gas to pay for something. This will kind of like supply the gas for that, and I think that's a really good feature. But yeah, for me, this bridging function is absolutely golden. This is such a good project, Printer.financial, and I think it would be silly not to be taking part in the farming on this particular DeFi project, simply because I think the value of it is just going to keep going up as more people realize that this is going to become the default way of bridging assets across the multiple chains. So there you have it, guys. It was just a quick video to show you how the bridge works on Printer.financial. And yeah, enjoy it and let me know what you think. Cheers.